international music festival that is one of the biggest ones. Psychedelic music, fun, people who just love to party and enjoy. And here's the thing in Israel: when you do a party like this or massive festival, you have police officer, you have fire department, you have EMTs, you get all the security permissions, which is given by the military. And they actually applied for a permission, and it was supposed to be in the middle of Sukkot, in the middle of the week. It's actually I think it was a Tuesday, and the army first said no. And eventually, after getting to the right person, they got the yes. But with that in mind, and weather forecasts and everything, eventually they decided to move it to the weekend. Basically, it's just an overnight festival. The stage was down there. I'm actually going to show where it was. And we're talking about over 3,000 party goers here. And they're from all over the world and all over the country. When I told you this is the big equalizer, because we've been to Nativ Asara, we've seen Sderot. You learn people who are from here. We're gonna go to Nachal Oz, another kibbutz here from the Gaza envelope. But we're gonna hear stories. We'll see names. You'll see hostage families. We were up north in with the Alma Center. You saw pictures of people who are either killed or held hostage because this was the game changer. Over 3,000 people. Now what happens in 6, 9, and 29, first thing that they start is actually a barrage of rockets and mortars into this region. Where we are right now is actually the camping grounds. It's an overnight festival. This was the camping grounds. The big stage was that way, and the whole festival was here. Actually, so anyway, what happens is people are waking up. And when they breach the fences, we talked about 22 different towns and actually this end the festival, which is under military responsibility of 2 towns, of Be'eri and Re'im. And as they were coming down here, they actually breached through the fences and they got here with light vehicles. We're talking about the Toyota pickup trucks, we're talking about ATVs, we're talking about the side-by-side motorized vehicles, and with motorcycles. Some of them were terrorists, and some of them were actually just civilians coming here, because some say did they know of the festival or didn't they know. Remember, the hour of the festival changed. We don't know. We believe that maybe some of the hang gliders that people came in were actually reporting that they're seeing something, or they were seeing Facebook posts and updates and interviews and issues like that. So anyway, this was the conclusion that they come to, and they actually diverted a lot of the attention to the festival. A lot of the attention that should have gone to a town like Mefalsim up the road. And we heard from first-hand testimonies of people who actually were here in this festival, how they were actually hurting them, because if they were running from different directions, people are running away. Now, guys, I don't have to sugarcoat it. This is the music festivals of millennials and Gen Zs and whatever. People are going to be using all sorts of substances. Some people actually said that might be that's why they couldn't react in time, and some say that might have saved them because somebody was so lit up that when Hamas was trying to take him out and walk them into Gaza, they just clicked and said, "I'm running," and went on. So it all depends on how you look at it and what's the perspective that you put it in. So that was the reality. But when people are trying to run, this is sand dunes in this area, the Badlands, and they're kind of circular. And sometimes they were trying to run away. We heard this from one of our hosts last week, that we're actually trying to run and keep going to the same place because they were kind of like hurting them. First thing they took out is actually the police officers that were here, which had empty clips in their magazines. You know, what is a police officer has what? A Glock 19, a Glock 17, 15, 17 rounds in the magazine, 2 extra. We're not talking about a combat soldier in full battle gear. These guys were talking about hundreds of people coming in different vehicles, some of them even stealing military vehicles from the army bases that we're gonna see next to us, that actually came to kidnap people. They started not just executing people as they were, we actually found evidence of people tied to trees, upside down, decapitated, mutilated, all sorts of stories like that. So this was basically the big equalizer here. From here, over 300 were killed and many taken hostage. And this is, we'll be able to actually see that there's a music festival, that the actual stage was down there where all the buses were. We chose not to go into there. It's a little rougher road and kind of clogged up. But I want to invite you just to see the faces of the people who fell here. They're all placed here by their friends and their family. And you'll notice a few more things. Still, with everything that went on, we're here to share the story. These soldiers are here like you to learn the story of what happened here. Civilians come to learn. Maybe somebody fought here and is coming to share. Or people still need to understand the what.